How you doing, Vince?
Pretty good.
You got a smile.
And yet another training camp.
Yeah, talk about that though. How do you hate it, love it, part of the deal when you go to training camp?
I think it's all of the above. You know, I know I complain. There's a couple guys who've gone through a few more than I have. I know Kobe and Kevin Garnett, and question mark with Ray Allen, Steve Nash. There's only a few left, so I'm holding on. But like I say, for as many I've been through, you always look forward to it because that means it's time to go to work. You know, for me, I think it's a little different this year. It's a new team, so new guys, new situation, meeting new people. So it's fun, you know. It's when you've been on the same team for a lot of times, like, all right, it's the same routine. But, you know, it's different, so it's fun.
You got to see Memphis at all yet? Have you got an eye?
I'm not really good with that. No, I'm not really good. I mean, I've been here for 3 weeks, maybe, not long, just to kind of get myself acclimated to be able to get to work and home, so I make sure I'm on time for that. And I can get lost and figure the rest of it out later.
Vince, your game is a little different now. You were known as the high flyer, the dunk champion, but the guys that you're playing with now appreciate your game now because you're a scorer. And
I hope so, because that high fly is over.
But talk a little bit about the change and that you're still playing at such a high level now.
You know, just putting a lot of work in. I still love the game. You know, I've always prided myself on not disrespecting the game, and it give great things back to you. And I think it's done that, and it's allowed me to still be able to play this game at a tender age of 30-something. So I'm just thankful. I mean, you know, after the season was over, it's just like, in my mind, I felt like I've earned the right to continue playing and to play for a lot of years. And it's just who else sees that? And you know, you just play the waiting game until, of course, it's free agency time. And when I got that call and got the offer to play for 3 years, I mean, that puts me at 30-something plus. You know, you do the math, but to get to play at that age and still compete at this level, I mean, that's a dream come true, I think, for a lot of guys who are 30-something.
But Chris told us earlier today that Wallace told us that this wasn't really in the cards. It was like two things so far apart that had maybe a little bit of interest, but you really couldn't see them coming together, and
yeah,
they did.
It was just weird how it happened. I mean, I know there was interest, down the line, I guess, some years ago, and then that was it. I mean, you know, it was a quiet leading up to free agency. You know, didn't really hear anybody saying, "Oh, you know," I don't listen to it much. I mean, my friends are like, "All right, what are you going to do?" I was like, as far as I know, I'll end up in Dallas next year. You know, I just didn't know, and then get that call, and then it was like, also getting that call with the opportunity to play that long. Sign me up.
Were you surprised, given the way things went in Dallas, that there wasn't more of a push in that sense, that they weren't willing to maybe commit in the same level that Memphis was?
Well, they probably didn't have. Well, I know they didn't have the money to do that. So I mean, it's not. You know, like I said, well, first and foremost, it's no hard feelings. I mean, it's a business. I've learned that many years ago, and it's just all about opportunity. And this was the opportunity. They didn't have the money. You know, Chandler. They were offered him a lot of money, and wasn't much left for the old guy. So it is what it is. And I mean, it's just, I get the opportunity to come here with an established team, you know, that knows how to play the game and that's very capable. And that's what I want to do. I mean, I'm not really. It wasn't like run after the money and be miserable by not winning. I mean, I'm too old for that now.
What have you learned in the 3 weeks that you've been working out with the guys so far, maybe about them that you didn't know from playing against them?
No, it's what I expected. These guys are legit. I mean, they just love to play the game. I think it's respect both ways. And, you know, for me, it was just making sure I find a way to fit in with these guys, incorporating my game with how they play. And, of course, it's pick up. And it's just, you can't really incorporate it like you're going to do come tomorrow. But that's just the way I approach the game. Just, you know, I'm the new guy. And I take the initiative of trying to incorporate myself and just still being who I am. You know, I still talk a lot, still try to direct. It was funny that, like, I was just trying to direct, you know, traffic out there like I've been here a couple of years, and but it helps the young guys. It was funny because Jordan, I don't want to put him on the spot. He was like, we were playing, and I was directing. He's like, no, you keep directing. You keep telling me where to go, and I'll be good. You know, so that's just who I am. I think that which will make our transition together a lot easier because of that. That's just who I am. So I take pride in kind of learning the offense and learning what's expected of not only me, our team, and it kind of makes it smooth sailing for me.
Does it reinvigorate you at all? I mean, you've got, not that you needed a fresh start, but I mean, it's kind of a new beginning for you here too.
Yes, just regardless, I think getting the opportunity to continue to play is exciting enough, you know, and I can, like I say, I'm very thankful of it to be 30 plus and to still play and compete at this level. You know, at the end of the year last year, I walked away feeling good because I felt like I played well enough to earn the opportunity to continue to play. And it's just the waiting game, and of course, and here I am. And once this opportunity was put on the table, I couldn't let it pass.
You played against the
Quincy
Grizzlies.
said that he reached out to you and was texting to you on the first
day. He's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to learn." It's just a great feeling, man. I think I've been around a very long time, and I've had many battles with him. And this is funny, you know, just in the brief time we've talked about some of the things, and we were just talking about different plays that were regarding each other and how I would approach him. He's like, "Oh, that makes sense. That's why I couldn't, whatever." So it's great. I mean, I enjoy being around young guys who want to learn, who want to get better, and that for me it makes me better. You know, it's easy to explain it, but at the same time, it just keeps me on my toes as well, and it's great.
What have you seen from him so far? I mean, how much ceiling is there for him?
I mean, he just wants to learn. He's a young guy that puts his work in, and he pays attention. You know, it's one thing to ask, and it's like, all right, cool, but he's like, he'll ask and he'll go work on it. You know, show me again. You know, I like guys who are willing to ask questions, because I think that's the toughest thing as far as getting over the hump, is willing to ask questions. Because I mean, if you don't ask the question, you won't know, or you can't learn without asking those questions because you don't.
He told you about the poster, right? That he had.
A couple of guys did.
What's the